In this video, we're going to be using Murphy and McNeil Gael Laoch White version 2 Frost Edition and the Karve Overlander razor. Stay tuned. Hey there folks, and welcome back for another video. I'm your host CDB, and thanks so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. As always, before we get into the content, a word from our sponsor, Leaf. This video is brought to you by our good friends at Leaf, and you know I love Leaf products. I love using the Leaf, which you've seen me use many times on the channel. I also love using the Twig. You've seen that a lot on the channel as well. If you'd like to save 5%, use discount code IAMCDB right there and save 5% while shopping with the good folks at Leaf. And now, back to the video. And all right, we are back and we have a good one for you today. As mentioned before, today we're using Murphy and McNeil Gael Laoch, and this is the white version 2 Frost Edition that comes to you for $24.99 for 5.5 ounces. And on our cost chart there, that is a fair price of $4.54 per ounce. We give that a score of 3 out of 5. The scent on this is amazing in my opinion. I'm going to put the scent description for you on the screen right there. This is based on the Creed Viking Cologne. It's citrus, pepper, bergamot, very nice. We give scent quality a score of 5 out of 5. And scent strength on this one, right in that solidly medium range. That for me is really nice. We give that a score of 4 out of 5. This is in the Murphy and McNeil Aeon base, which is tallow. I'll put the ingredients for you on the screen right there. For me, this is very easy to use, high quality. We got an amazing lather with no problem at all. Show you the lather shot right there. So ease of use on this for me was 5 out of 5. I really like the Murphy and McNeil Aeon base. Some people prefer Kodiak. For me, either one is great. I just love both, and we look forward to using, if I can hold it right side up, this today. The razor for today is also very nice. This is the Karve Overlander razor, which is relatively new. This runs about $93 US, and this is brass. The blade gap on this 0.73 millimeters, exposure 0.07, and the stock handle that comes with this is 3.55 inches. I have replaced it with my Christopher Bradley. This one happens to be a Gladius handle, and I like it a lot more with the shorter handle. And I do believe Karve will be coming out with some shorter handles for those of you who prefer them just a little bit shorter. But this is a very nice razor. I've used it twice, and I look forward to using it again today. The blade in here is a Gillette Nasset, and I think it's on its second use. So let's get into it today. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. We're going to start by just misting the face. As always, getting some hydration in there, and then we will mix up our lather a little bit here. And we got a really nice lather. The brush for today, which I forgot to mention, let me find the logo there, is the APShaveco. This is their Ebonite series, and there's the logo, if you can see that. And this should be an amazing shave. The scent is great on this. The lather is fantastic, good quality. And so we're looking for an excellent result today. And a lot of people are interested in this Karve Overlander razor. And it is a nice razor. I've called it before deceptively efficient, meaning there's not a ton of blade feel, but there is some. There's enough to sort of feel what you're doing, but it's fairly efficient at the same time. I don't know really how it compares to other razors or what plate, because that's the most popular question, or the most often asked question I get is, how does it compare to a plate on the Christopher Bradley? I don't know. It's a completely different razor. The thing you have to consider about razors is that the geometry is different. It's not just a matter of, you know, the blade gap and blade exposure. Also the geometry, excuse me, easy for you to say, can be different. The way the blade is clamped can be different. There's a lot of factors, and so I don't really know where this lies in terms of efficiency within the realm of the Christopher Bradley series. And the reason being is I get a great shave every single day with just about every razor. There's very few razors that I won't use. I typically don't favor razors that are super mild, because I want a little bit of blade feel, but I can still use them and get a great shave. So my results are pretty much always great, regardless of the razor that I use. I think I can measure efficiency, or at least for me, I often measure efficiency and how much blade feel I'm getting. I can feel it cutting better when I have blade feel. So when you don't have a lot of blade feel, it's hard for me to gauge efficiency, because with a little more blade feel, it's very easy to feel it cutting, and with less, it's not so easy. So that's why we say deceptively, because you don't necessarily feel it as much, but it's working well. So let's see how this goes. Yeah, there's a little bit of blade feel there. enough that definitely gives you the feedback that you want, but it's not a ton, but it feels nice. It just feels really smooth. I think that's the way I've characterized this razor so far. Nice, smooth shaver. It does not feel menacing. So I think this is a razor that a lot of people could use even if you prefer mild razors. This might be one of those where it's a razor that if you're in the solidly mild camp, that you get a little more efficiency out of it and it feels just like a mild razor. Because I do feel like it's cutting well, but it's by no means threatening or menacing. And I would say, I'm just guessing here, but inefficiency, meaning how well it's cutting, I would say it's in that sort of medium range. But the blade feel is probably not quite to the medium range, if that makes sense. So you get some blade feel, again, but not a ton. And so it's a very nice, smooth experience, I think. Just feels great to me. So I'm very happy with my Karve razors. I love Karve razors. It's just a matter of, especially with the Christopher Bradley series, finding the plates that you enjoy. But with this one is great right out of the box. Well, actually, the only thing for me, just preference, I put this shorter handle on it, and now it's near perfection. So I'm really enjoying it. I would like to have an Overlander handle within the Overlander sort of design that's shorter like this. 3.25 inches would be my absolute sweet spot with a handle. But this is quite good with the Gladius handle, which was, by the way, the Gladius handle was sold by Wetshaving, but it was made by Karve. And this one just really hit the spot. So first pass on that was just fantastic. I loved it. The soap quality, I'm telling you, for me, folks, I know a lot of people clamor for the Kodiak, and it is great. That's sort of Murphy & McNeil's premium base. But this Aeon is just as good for me. You know, in terms of what I need for the shave, I don't find it lacking at all. So I'd give it a quality score of 5 out of 5, honestly. I don't find that it's missing any feature that you want in a soap. Slickness, cushion, glide, if you believe in cushion. Some people don't believe in that at all. It's okay either way you go on that. I'm not going to fault you either way, but is this soap lacking anything at all? No, not for me. And so honestly, when it's well priced like this, or at least fairly priced, you know, this one's $4.54 an ounce. If you were to ask me, if Murphy & McNeil launched a brand new soap and they said, hey, you can have it in Aeon or Kodiak, and the Aeon was, say, another $1 more per ounce or more, I would choose Aeon, because honestly, I think it's fantastic. And it's, in my view, underappreciated. I think Murphy & McNeil generally as a brand is just underappreciated, because they have some phenomenal scents, and you know, they're not always easy to say the names of the soap. They're kind of tough in that respect, but the quality of their products, fantastic. I do hear some people complaining about the splash. Splashes are a little more expensive, but you know, I enjoy them when I get them, and they come in they have a really nice bottle that I really like, the splash bottle. But I think just generally Murphy & McNeil is sort of an underappreciated brand. It is definitely one of the best soaps out there. It runs with them all as far as I'm concerned. I don't put anything, you know, heads above Murphy & McNeil. And so, you know, this year we need to try to make sure we're using Murphy & McNeil like we use everything else, and not forgetting about it, because sometimes I forget about it. And then they'll have a release and I'm like, oh yeah, Murphy & McNeil, it's great. Sometimes I just forget. But anyway, we'll go across here and then re-lather this side quickly. That feels fantastic. That is just smooth. My nose is itching there. Sorry about that. Smooth as silk, this razor. Really like it a lot. It's got some decent heft to it. And I'm telling you right now, as you can see there, that razor's just gliding. No problem at all. The Aeon is good stuff here. And by Aeon, I mean that's what Murphy & McNeil calls this base, which includes duck fat. I can remember years ago, I'm old enough to remember when duck fat soaps came out and people were going crazy over them. But now, it's like, oh, I gotta have the Grizzly, I gotta have the Kodiak, the bear tallow. And, you know, I think whether that does anything extra or not, some people believe it does. But for me, this right here is plenty good enough, more than good enough. It's great in my opinion. So I know even friends that I talk to every day don't agree with me on this, but that's okay. I am just concerned about what's going on during the shave right now. Is this giving me the slickness that I need to execute a shave properly? And the answer is absolutely. Fantastic. Allowing the Overlander razor here, not to be confused with Highlander or Zoolander, as I like to say. The Overlander to glide there very, very efficiently with no problems. So I definitely enjoy the Aeon here today. And I'm just now getting the cooling from this Murphy & McNeil. This is the Frost edition, so it has a little bit of that cooling agent in it. And it's funny because I don't know if this one is menthol or the synthetic cooling agent. I'm guessing it's the synthetic cooling agent, but like DK, the synthetic cooling agent, for me, sometimes I get a prickly feeling. It doesn't really feel like it's cooling, but in this one, in Murphy & McNeil's, for some reason, I do get cooling. I'm not sure why that is. But I've tried the Barrister Van one before, and I get this sort of prickly. DK describes it the same way, where it doesn't provide for me the sensation of cooling. It almost feels like it's not like you're having a reaction to it, and you're not, but it doesn't produce the sensation of cooling for me. And so I don't know why when it's in Murphy & McNeil stuff, it seems to actually produce the cooling, but it's when it's in a few other brands, it doesn't. I don't know why that is, if they're using different agent or a different synthetic agent or exactly the same. Maybe it's the way it reacts with the soap. I don't know, but when it's in Murphy & McNeil, I'm getting, a little bit of cooling, and I like it. I like it. That's why it's called Frost Edition. So let's re-lather this side or against the grain. Very, very good soap, very good scent. And by the way, I forgot to mention, this particular one was one of the collaborations right there with John Perry. Well, if I can find his logo right there. John Perry and Chicano Designs, Rafa over there. Great folks, both of those guys. So glad to support those guys. Shout out to you, gents. And this one is fantastic. I hope that John, Rafa, and Bill will do more collaborations. I know that they sort of finished out the Barbershop de los Muertos series, which it's so sad for that to come to an end because that is fantastic. I hope maybe they'll consider, doing a spin-off of that series because they nailed it. They nailed it with that series. It was just fantastic. Hate to see that go. Sorry about that. Today I'm using, by the way, my HCC bowl because I wanted to go back to it and see what lathering was like as compared to the other Cayenne or whatever that's called bowl. And I will be sharing my thoughts on that pretty soon, and it might surprise some of you. All right. Let's finish up here. Oh, I think I'm going against the grain. Sometimes I just lose track, lost in the shave, and that's not a bad thing. It's good to just get lost in the shave or the conversation we're having. Fantastic. That's very nice indeed. There's definitely no quality issues. I cannot discern a single issue of any kind with this soap. Why some people don't rate this highly, I absolutely don't know. I think if you lather this soap in a way that gets the most out of it, make sure you get good hydration in it. Oh man, there's plenty of residual slickness here left behind, as you can see. Doesn't lack for anything, in my opinion. I don't think you're really missing anything when you're using the Aeon base. That's just me. And I know many people will disagree. I might even be in a minority on this, but I don't care. It's just the way I feel. We call it like we see it. And that was just a phenomenal shave with our Karve Overlander today. All right, let me rinse, and then we'll come back and get into the post. Stay tuned. And all right, we are back, and off camera we did a rinse to get rid of the soap, and then we applied our PAA alum. After applying the alum, there was no sting, so super smooth shave, no nicks, cuts, creepers, weepers, irritation, bubbles, or troubles. Very nice indeed. Following the alum, we did a cool water rinse, and then we towel off with our Lancaster towel prior to using the magic made by Witches, Thayer's Witch Hazel Cucumber. We had an excellent shave today with Murphy & McNeil Gael Laoch, and this is the White Frost edition, version 2. Very, very nice indeed. It is really excellent. I enjoyed it. Let's run down the scores for you. Cost, 3 out of 5. Scent quality, 5 out of 5. Scent strength, 4 out of 5. Ease of use, 5 out of 5. Overall quality, 5 out of 5, and that brings us to a total score of 22 out of 25. This is really excellent, and I enjoyed it a lot today. I also enjoyed the Karve Overlander razor, and I have a Christopher Bradley Gladius handle on here, and this is just a phenomenal razor. Third time using it. Really smooth, but not threatening. If you like mild razors, you might appreciate this because you get some good efficiency, but it feels very gentle on the face. If you like more efficient razors, you might like this because of the efficiency that it brings. So it's really, really nice. And I would call the efficiency of this medium to medium plus. It is very nice indeed, and I enjoyed using that today. We also used our APShaveco Ebonite series brush, and it's in our Lancaster Razor Works brush soaking mug. And we're going to finish it out today with fine platinum. Once again, we're just trying to use this up, and so we will go heavy on this. And I hope wherever you are today, you have an amazing shave. Remember, folks, life is short. Enjoy one another. Enjoy your hobby. Make the most of your day. Make the most of your hobby, and just enjoy and be good to one another. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, I've been your host, CDB, reminding you, it's your shave, do it your way, and as always, God bless.